What is going on, y'all? It is your boy Kaiju Andrew 92, and today got a movie review for y'all. I just got out of seeing Jurassic World Rebirth. They were holding the mystery screening at my local Regal, and it turned out to be the movie. So I got some thoughts, and we'll see. We'll see how Jurassic World Rebirth stands up to the other films in the franchise. So stick around. So like any other review, I'm just gonna go with like non-spoilers. I'm gonna dive really into spoilers later on in the video. So first impressions, did I like it? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna say no. It's one of the weaker films in the franchise. I jokingly called it "Jangling Keys" the movie because, man, there are so many callbacks, so many lines and situations that are like previously in other movies. Like, oh, this one references Jurassic Park. This one references Jurassic Park: The Lost World. This one's 3 in World, and so on. And then I've only seen Jurassic World. I didn't see the other two in the new trilogy. So, and then I thought Jurassic World did a ton of callbacks then. This movie I feel like was even worse because at least Jurassic World, time has passed, and the difference is the park is open versus like they're doing the soft opening in the original Jurassic Park. So yeah, and then I don't know, it just and then some of the writing was just awful. But yeah, the cast, Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali, I was really excited to see them, kind of team up and do that. But honestly, with the script, man, they can only do so much. They can only do so much heavy lifting. So I can't really blame them for that. So I'm not gonna really roast them on that. But man, yeah. So the film. The film basically a synopsis of the film is dinosaurs are slowly dying off because they can't acclimate to our climate, and so basically they're relegated into the equator. So because it's like a subtropical environment, so that's where they're all like clustered now. So I think they were in the real world out all over Earth, but then I guess our atmosphere and probably germs and stuff, killed them off. So yeah, that's where they are. So basically, it's like all the governments say like there's a no travel zone, leave the dinosaurs alone. It's illegal to go in there. So basically, Scarlett Johansson's hired by a pharmaceutical CEO to extract blood from dinosaurs to cure like heart disease and stuff like that. So they need blood from the mosasaur, the one in the water, the brontosaur, the one on the land, and then pterodactyl, one in the sky. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's a lot of heavy lifting. So I saw like the video game, objectives like pop up on my screen, kind of like Skyrim, and I'm like, okay, let's go for a ride, y'all. Let me tell you, like, you don't get to the island until over an hour into the movie, and they haven't collected the first dinosaur item sample blood thing that they need. So man, that was a real slog. And then the family that they had to rescue. Oh, spoiler. Let me back up here. Oh yeah, it just takes a long time to get started, and then yeah, and it's not one of those like, oh, there's like a huge payoff or something like that. It takes a while. It honestly reminded me of King Kong, 2005, the Peter Jackson version. They were on that boat forever. I'm like, man, when are we getting to Skull Island, dude? So yeah, it was just I don't know. It was just a very safe, sanitized, lots of callback lines in the movie, and of course the T-Rex showed up. That's not a spoiler. That was in the trailer, and then he had to have his scene, and yeah. So all in all, it was just a very safe, predictable movie. I mean, honestly, it's something that you throw on, on Peacock, and like there's hardly any stakes. I mean, honestly, there's really no stakes. You just have to, I mean, whether or not you get this heart disease or cure or not, it is what it is. So it's, I don't know. And I also felt the film was a little bit disjointed. like the family and the team eventually split off because they get separated by dinosaurs, and then their plot is going on. I mean, the family doesn't really do anything or resolve much, and then the Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, they go off on their adventure, and then they, you know, yeah, I was kind of hoping the family would kind of stumble upon, or they have a vial, and they would like do it their own way, and then the other two, you know, the other team get the other two in there. And that doesn't really happen, so. Um, you know, or I was hoping they would be like, "Oh man, we're doomed. We lost a canister. Oh my goodness!" And then like the little girl like whips it out, I'm like, "Oh, I have this," or something like that. That would have been kind of cool, but unfortunately, we didn't get that. But yeah, so it's a safe movie. Honestly, nobody, yeah, nobody really dies in the movie. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but that just goes back to my point of it being a low stakes film. And then the new dinosaurs, you know, they didn't really impress me. Because like we've seen it before, like there was a Site B in the Lost World, and then what, a Site 3 in Jurassic Park 3, um, where they were doing other experiments. So like how many sites did John Hammond have, or Bryce Dallas Howard have? Like they just keep adding it. It's just, I don't know. I think this franchise doesn't have any fresh ideas, and I don't really know what this movie's trying to, you know, what it wants to say, or like what it wants to do. Um, yeah, my non-spoiler thoughts. You know, to summarize it, I don't know. Kids might like it, you know, since it's those jangling keys of the movie. Adult, it's kind of a slog. It's kind of a long movie. It clocked in at 2 hours 29 minutes, and you really feel it, especially that first hour where they don't get on the island until then. But yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're a parent and your kid likes dinosaurs, you know, hashtag boy moms, you know, the boy moms of America out there, you might have a good time. I would, you know, wait till matinee or discount Tuesday. Luckily, I was able to see it for $5, so I can't be too angry. I think kids will have a good time with it. For the adults, I don't really know. I mean, it's not even the same galaxy as Jurassic Park 1, like, not even close. So. But yeah, overall, yeah, to wrap up my non-spoiler section, I give Jurassic Park Rebirth a 4 out of 10. I didn't really have a good time. Okay, so now to dive into spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, well, nobody's seen this movie because it's not out till, you know, early July. But you know, if you want to stick around and see spoilers and be like, what's going on? Stick around. Yeah, a lot to say about the spoilers. So, you know, so I gave you all the synopsis that I was looking for. You know, dinosaur blood, because you can't kill them, because what blood oxidizes, or the hemoglobin, they can't get the extraction that they need, and then they need it from the Colossus dinosaurs, because their heart valves are like really huge, and then that makes a difference in human hearts. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, the dialogue and the writing was so clunky. Like, it was very Marvel style humor. Like, anytime like something serious would happen, there's a joke, or somebody's going through something, there's a joke. Like Scarlett Johansson, she said something like, "Yeah, I was on a mission. I even missed my mom's funeral." And instead of there just being like a, you know, like a silence, like, oh, you know, like, you kind of take it in. Mahershala Ali is like, "Oh, that makes you the worst person in the world," and then they start laughing. Like, what? And then, oh, there was another part, and then like the oldest daughter from the dad of the family, like it was like a dad, two daughters, and then she brings the boyfriend along with her. Oh, it was so cringe. Like, the oldest daughter was told her dad, "Dad, I'm going to NYU, not Mongolia." It's like that type of writing. She was like one of the most insufferable Gen Z kids I've ever seen. It's like, ugh. But I don't know. I guess eventually, in the movie, she kind of redeems herself because she volunteers to go and gets the life raft, but ends up waking up the T-Rex, and there's this whole segment of them on on these water rapids, and the T-Rex is chasing them. Yeah, and Xavier, the boyfriend, I'm not going to roast him too much because he did something heroic in the movie. So basically, the crappy CEO um, stops one of the daughters from calling Mayday, Mayday, and because one of the dinosaurs is attacking them at sea, because we're still not on the island yet. We're, an hour and 5 minutes deep. And then, of course, because he wants the formula and the money, he's willing to let her die, as, rich a-hole CEOs do. And then Xavier jumps in the water and saves her. So I'll give him props for that, because at first, you're like, oh God, he's like this D-bag, slacker guy. And even the dad was all like, what do you see in him? And she's all like, you would understand, or something like that. And it was just painful. But, yeah. So, and then, I don't know, I just have many thoughts. Oh, yeah. And then speaking of, like I mentioned on the beginning of my review, this is like Jurassic Park's greatest hits. Like they do the callbacks to Jurassic Park. In one scene, Mahershala Ali, he turns on a flare and he's like, hey, he's like calling over the D-Rex. And then the D-Rex follows him. I'm like, ugh. And then in one scene, they're walking through like these tall grass, kind of like the cornfield in Jurassic Park, The Lost World. And you're like, where have I seen this before? You're expecting the raptors to come. And then right after that scene, they find the brontosaurus that they need to extract the blood from. And then, of course, the John Williams theme comes on. And I was expecting to be like, oh, they move in herds. They do move in herds. So luckily they didn't say that, but it just pans to all the brontosaurus, the brachiosaurus walking in herds. I'm like, ugh. We've seen this before. Give me something new. And what else? And then there's like a callback to Jurassic Park 3. Kind of, but not really. They finally find their way to this abandoned facility because there's a helipad that they're going to get rescued from. That's what Scarlett Johansson said, so they get there. So they get to this abandoned mining facility, or not mining facility, but this abandoned facility. And everyone starts yelling and screaming and like, hey, is anybody there? Hello? Hey! I was like, what did you think was going to happen? Of course you're going to attract the freaking dinosaurs. Nobody thought about that. It just reminded me of Jurassic Park 3 when William H. Macy and his wife was like, oh, what did they say? They kept saying, bird, or something like that on the runway. And then Sam Neill wakes up. He's like, whoa, I don't want to be on this island. So it reminded me of that. It was dumb. And then the Spinosaurs are in the movie. So, yeah. Oh, and then another call back to Jurassic World when they were like, oh, these are entertainment experiences. We moved them off site because of a tax write-off. We didn't want to lose money on them. It was just clunky. And then, and when they were trying to collect the blood samples from the pterodactyl, like he has a nest in these like Mayan, Inca, this temple. It was straight out of Indiana Jones. It was mad weird. And the scientist, what was his name? Jonathan Bailey. He didn't like react to because he's like the nerdy historian, professor guy, lecturer. And he wasn't like, oh, who could have built these in the, in the cavernous mountainside? Like, this is like 100 feet in the air, and then there's like a temple in there. Nobody said anything about it. Nobody cared that a pterodactyl created a nest of eggs in there. Like, who built it? Like, there must have been a tribe on there before they dumped these dinosaurs on there. But, oh, gracious. I don't know. But yeah, basically, I don't want to make this review too long, but yeah, this movie is very corporate. It's corporate, sanitized, CGI slop, honestly. Like, your brain's not going to be challenged. Like in the original Jurassic Park, there's a message of humanity's hubris. Should we be tampering with the forces of life? And then, like, should we try to sell and commodify this creation of life? And it makes you think, like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that. This movie, not so much. It's just like, we just want to make more money, which I guess is kind of a meta reference of this film, is that we got to make more more movies for more money. So maybe that's Gareth Edwards sneaking that in there, which is another crime in itself. Gareth Edwards made a couple of my favorite movies. He made the 2014 Godzilla and Rogue One. And like, what happened here, bro? I don't know. He was probably like, after the creator misfired, he was probably like, all right, I'm just gonna toe the corporate line and do this one just to like kind of recover a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, like I said in my non-spoiler section, watch it matinee. But like for a diehard Jurassic Park fan, go in with low expectations. I mean, it's not going to rewrite the franchise or anything like that. Lots of callbacks. It's a lot like Alien Romulus. I was thinking about that on the drive home. That also had a lot of callbacks, but I actually liked that movie because there was a lot of good horror and lots of brutal kills and violence. This, not so much. It's PG-13. They got show some restraint. Corporate mandates and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, sticking to my 4 out of 10. Really didn't like it. I'm probably gonna watch the original trilogy this weekend just to why not? It's getting close to the 4th of July. Get my American juices flowing. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. And I am out of here. Peace.